My friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a Kroger haul. It was almost a month without shopping at Kroger. That is like a miracle, okay? In the month of May, I set a goal for myself to try and challenge myself to not ordering regular groceries and to just shopping my fridge, freezer, and pantry. So I did a really fun video called an anti-haul video where I shared with you guys how we shopped our own items to try and minimize food waste and to manage our food budget. So I will have that link down below. Feel free to check it out. But we finally got to the point where I was like, okay, I need to fill in with a little bit of staples. So this is a smaller haul. I didn't go completely crazy. But in this video, in addition to the haul, I do want to share some recipes with you guys for just quick and easy, no fuss dinners that I made using some of the elements of this haul, but also continuing to try and focus on cooking through our fridge, freezer, and pantry. So we're still focusing on minimizing food waste and managing a food budget. So that is shared in this video. We're making some fish foil packets. Perfect for the summer. It's got some great veggies in there. It's got fish. It's a light, nutritious meal. We served it with some rice, but you can obviously serve it however you'd like. And then I also took a 3-pound tub of ground turkey from this video. I split it into 2 different recipes. I made a huge batch of like hidden veggie ground turkey meatballs for my kids and for us. It is literally packed with vegetables, and there are some very unique ingredients in these meatballs, and they turned out phenomenal. We have a little taste test at the end to share with you of those. And then I also just made a very simple like meat sauce using the ground turkey. I did it completely from scratch, cleaning out some of my pantry items I wanted to get rid of, and also going through my produce drawer and dumping a bunch of vegetables in this marinara. You blend it up and no one is the wiser. If you happen to be new to my channel, thank you so much for clicking on that thumbnail and giving me a chance. Over here, I do a lot of haul videos, Costco, Sam's Club, Trader Joe's, and I also share meal inspiration for meal prep and recipes and things like that. If you end up enjoying the vibe, please feel free to subscribe before you leave. It means the absolute world to me. All right, without further ado, let's get into the video. I'm really excited about today's order because there were some Kroger deals out there. So this entire order that you see, which includes a good amount of protein, was only $70. So I'm excited about that. Over here, they were doing their regular promotion. It's like 4 for $5 on pastas. So I grabbed some elbow macaroni and some ditalini. These are my favorite for the kids because I don't have to worry about cutting them or anything. However, they're getting to the point where they can actually do big kid pasta now, which is crazy because I'm amazed we're even outside of the formula phase, and that's been gone for a long time. You know, it's been like 6 months since they drank formula. So anyways, and then I got a big thing of rice in the back. My favorite rice is cow roast rice, and I got a 5-pound bag of that. That is our favorite. We like to have it on hand. I grabbed some water chestnuts. I like to have these for like egg roll in a bowl type vibes. So I grabbed a thing of those. I also grabbed some of these petite gold potatoes. These are our favorite to make a quick sheet pan meal. So I grabbed that. Same thing for the broccoli. These are going to be for the kids, but also one will probably be for the kids, and then one will be for us to do a sheet pan meal. I also have some zucchini and yellow squash in the fridge to use up for a sheet pan meal. In the back, I have discovered this pasta. I don't know what it is, this private selection. I don't know if it's a Kroger brand or what, but if you see this in your grocery store, please give it a try. I used to make homemade pasta, and this is probably the closest I've tasted from a dried pasta to a homemade pasta. This is just so good. It's so good. So I grabbed it in rotini, ziti, and penne. And I don't even know how to describe it to you guys. If you cook it al dente, it is just, it's like restaurant quality, so good. In the back, we've been obsessed with these chopped kits. They're a little expensive, but honestly, I think it was $3.99 for a bag, and that's 2 to 3 salads for us. So if you think about it that way, it's really not that bad. And the convenience factor of getting a nutritious meal fast in the way these offer is just, you know, bar none. So I also grabbed some green beans. They didn't have like bagged green beans like they normally do, like the loose style. They only had these ones, so whatever. They're organic. They were a little pricey, but I really wanted green beans for one of the sheet pan meals we're going to be making because I love green beans, so I grabbed that. I also grabbed some shredded carrots. Again, if I decide to do like an egg roll in a bowl with these, I love shredded carrots because they're just super convenient. I grabbed some of these stir fry style vegetables. This will probably be for a meal with fish this week. I also grabbed an onion and a bell pepper. Pretty much anytime I grocery shop, I grab those because any recipe I do, I usually can apply onion or green pepper. I grabbed some raspberries for the kids. My youngest son, Bennett, is especially obsessed with raspberries. He loves raspberries. I grabbed some spinach because I want to start incorporating spinach into my breakfast in the morning. So I grabbed some of that. And then in the back, I got a chunkin butternut squash. I always love the size of the butternut squash that Kroger gives me. They're huge and they're only $4. Butternut squash is my kids' favorite vegetable. Like, they love butternut squash. So I grabbed that for them. I also recently made some really good muffins using butternut squash, because the last time Kroger gave me one that was like 7 feet tall. And so I had so much that I made muffins and they ended up coming out so good. Huge thing of organic chicken breasts. I'm really excited about this. Or maybe they're not organic. I thought it was organic, but maybe it's not. I don't know. I think it's just designed to look organic. But anyways, chicken breasts. These are skinless, boneless chicken breasts. It's, how many pounds is it? 4.5 pounds of chicken breasts. $13. I feel like that's a steal. I don't know. And then I also got my favorite tub of ground turkey. Only $10 for 3 pounds. That's a steal. That's better than Costco prices. So I am going to actually get this processed immediately. If you are the type who puts off processing your groceries, just get it done right away. So what I mean by that is I'm going to wash up any of the produce that needs to be washed. So we got like the raspberries need to be washed. We got these, the bell pepper, the broccoli. I'll probably even wash these, even though I think half the time they tell you that it's washed. This one doesn't say that though. So I'll wash those. I'm also going to go ahead and get half of this chicken into a crock pot with some Italian dressing. Super easy. And then I can slice it up for our salads for the week and slice it up for the kids. And then the other half is going to go into a Ziploc bag in the freezer. So I'm going to prepare myself for later in this week to do the exact same thing. We pretty much always have that Italian chicken on hand for us and for the kids. This video, I'll be showing you guys exactly how I make this grocery haul work for our family, filling in with some of the other things that I already had on hand. And I hope you guys enjoy. All right, you guys, so here we are with our little crock pot set up. I'm obsessed with my crock pot, by the way. Can we just talk about how beautiful this color is? I got this from Target for only like $20. I think it's regularly $24.99. I'll link it, but wait until it goes on sale for $20, because I see it on sale for $20 quite a bit if you decide you want to buy it. So we have 4.5 pounds worth of chicken. I have my crock pot to cook some today, and then I also have a little Ziploc baggie. I just have a small quart size, but you could also use a gallon size if you want to go heavier on what's going in the freezer versus what's going in the crock pot, because I want to say we have 5 pieces of chicken. So I'm going to do 3 pieces of chicken in the crock pot and 2 pieces of chicken in the smaller bag. If you wanted to do vice versa, you'd probably want to go with the gallon size Ziploc. And then the only other item that you really need is Italian dressing. I'm personally going to be going with some Green Goddess seasoning. I got this from Trader Joe's. It's just kind of like a blend of Mediterranean vibes. So I'm going to use that, and then I'm also going to use some of this pizza sprinkle. I'm not going to use any salt because a lot of these already have salt in them, and I'm trying to just make more, even if it's just tiny little swaps of things, I'm going to try my best to do it. I have this Olive Garden Italian dressing that I got from Costco. There's about, I want to say, probably about 12 to 14 ounces left. So I'm just going to kind of put about 2/3 of it in the crock pot, and then the other amount is going to be here. I'm saving a little bit, you can see here, to top both of these off after I put the chicken in it. What I love about doing the Italian dressing in this crock pot is that it's going to keep it from drying out, and then also it seasons it a lot. So me doing the seasoning is kind of just me being extra. I cannot deal with unseasoned food, so the Italian dressing honestly is probably enough for most people. Beautiful. And that, let me just put, just gonna put a little drizzle of what's left here on the top. And then I'm gonna just cook this on low. You can cook it on high for a couple hours if you want, low for 3 to 4 hours, just depending on your crock pot. Mine is kind of hot, so. Okay, and then we have our beautiful chicken over here. This one, I'm just gonna pop these in and then kind of like massage it into it. I love these little Ziploc holders, by the way. I will link those down below as well. They just make meal prep so much easier. So I'm just gonna kind of go like this with this guy because knowing myself, I'll probably season it once I get this out of the freezer. Okay, and then, so once I've massaged it, what I like to do is kind of just get rid of any of the extra air that's in there. So it's a little bit easier to store it in the freezer. So that'll go in the freezer and then I can just grab it out the night before I need it and then get it right back in a crock pot, Instant Pot, or even cook it like in the air fryer if I wanted to. All right, now over here we have our little produce washing station. The sink has some stuff in it, so that's why you guys are on my counter, but I use these little strainer basket situations where I put a strainer inside a mixing bowl. This is one that I got on that website Temu, but if I see one on Amazon that's similar, I'm sure they have it. I use the Trader Joe's fruit and vegetable wash, but you can do the exact same thing with lemon juice or vinegar if you don't have a Trader Joe's near you. But there's something satisfying about the bubbles, you know? But anyway, so I'm just washing up this produce. I'm probably gonna go ahead and use kitchen scissors. I'll show you guys. I'll use kitchen scissors to get half of this broccoli into a rice cooker. That way I can steam it up for the kids for later. And then I've got like my green beans and stuff, but most of this is gonna go into the fridge. It's not gonna be used right now. I also have my breakfast in the background. I just realized that's my breakfast. We have like an open-faced English muffin situation. John always makes Stella an extra egg, so I can give her an egg because she sits there and stares at me while I eat. And then I have some of the honey mangoes from Trader Joe's, in case anybody was wondering what I'm partaking in for breakfast today. Any hoodles. So I will go ahead and just get these in, but this is one of my #1 tips in life is just washing your produce before you even put it away. What I just did was I went into my fridge and I pulled some of the produce items that I know that I want to use up. So I have some yellow squash and zucchini that's starting to look a little suspicious. We've got some baby spinach, some pepper, some green beans, some broccoli. I need to grab an onion from my pantry. And then I have some kale. I have like a random bag of Parmesan. This was left over from a meal kit that I ended up just using my own ingredients for, and a couple cloves of garlic. So what I think I'm actually gonna do is make a meat sauce because I have some ground turkey to use. So I'm gonna make like a meat sauce using ground turkey and just like some pantry items plus what you see here. So I'm gonna go grab myself an onion and then some other pantry staples and make ourselves like a very healthy and hearty meat sauce with the ground turkey and with a lot of these vegetables. I'm gonna serve broccoli and green bean on the side. Everything else will get incorporated right into this sauce I'm about to make. And then I'm also gonna make some meatballs because I have 3 pounds of ground turkey to cook through. So this is gonna make a lot of food and I'm super pumped. Let's get this party started with the meat sauce. I'll have the recipe down below, but with this one, you kind of just want to let your ancestors whisper to you when making this, because it's really just a great opportunity to clear out the produce drawer. I used about 3 to 4 cups of random veggies from my fridge. I definitely make sure that carrots are included in your veggies because they'll give a natural sweetness. A few other notes to share is, one, I'd recommend starting with a couple tablespoons of sugar when you get to that step, and then go up to a 1/3 cup depending how sweet you like your tomato sauces to be. Make sure you're seasoning at each step of this process, and use an immersion blender or a regular blender to combine this, and then no one will even know how kind you were to give them all of those nutrients. Once I got to the ground turkey step, I basically just sauteed some garlic, onion, and bell pepper in olive oil. Then I added in the ground turkey and I used my fantastic meat masher to make quick work of that. Once it was all browned up, I just added in the marinara, stirred it all together, and added some Parmesan cheese. We served this with some rotini, broccoli, and green bean that I had cooked in the air fryer. It was a nice, light, but very filling dish, and I definitely recommend adding it to your menu. Next up, we have some hidden veggie turkey meatballs. So here you go again. You get to hide the nutrients from your loved ones. They'll never know how kind you were. So for this, I ended up just kind of tossing a bunch of things into it, and it ended up working out really well. The recipe for this, of course, will also be down below. I preheated the oven to 375 degrees, and then in a large mixing bowl, I combined the onion, pepper, garlic, carrot, zucchini, sour cream, better than bouillon beef base, and egg until it was well combined.
Once it was all mixed in, then I added in my oats, Parmesan seasoning, salt and pepper, and then stirred that again one more time. And then lastly, I mixed in the ground turkey. To make this super easy on myself, I used my 1.5 tablespoon cookie scoop to place even amounts of the meat mixture into a greased mini muffin pan, which kept it all nice and combined. This ended up working out really well, and I would definitely recommend doing it that way. I ended up with enough to fill the entire mini muffin tray, and I was able to make 4 bigger meatballs as well. These baked for about 20 minutes, just making sure they were golden brown and cooked all the way through. All 3 of my kids and us 2 adults absolutely loved these, and I loved knowing how many nutrients were in it.
Just wanted to show you, so in addition to the amount of marinara that we had for our dinner and the 2 meal preps that I did, we have 2 of these 32-ounce like deli soup containers full of a very veggie packed marinara sauce, so I can use this on our pasta, the kids' pasta, and then this is the amount of meatballs that we have in addition to the taste test that we're about to go down. I got one over here for John with a little marinara on it, and we're gonna see what he thinks of this all. John, good evening, how are you?
Hi, hello.
How's your day going, sir?
Long.
Would you like a fork, or are you just gonna be civilized? I mean, uncivilized.
No, I'll use a fork.
You use a fork.
I'm a civilized human being.
Are you though, John? Are you?
Yes.
All right, so this is a turkey meatball.
Turkey meatball.
With a homemade marinara sauce.
Okay. What is in that?
Let me read you the ingredients, John, because
That's really good.
I think it might shock you, John, to be honest. I think there's a shock factor here. So we've got onion, bell pepper, garlic, of course. You don't make meat.
Come on.
Come on. Don't be disrespectful.
Come on.
Shredded carrot.
Okay, yeah.
Shredded zucchini and yellow squash.
Okay.
Sour cream.
Sour cream.
Better than bouillon beef base.
What?
Egg.
Okay.
Oatmeal. What are you doing in there?
Why is there, what?
Because I didn't want to use breadcrumbs. I wanted to try and come up with like a healthier swap. I figured like oats have fiber and stuff in it, so that seems...
I mean, fiber and stuff, yes, it has stuff in there.
And then some good stuff. We had Parmesan cheese, necessary. We did all the healthy stuff. We deserved the Parmesan cheese.
Right.
And then seasonings and ground turkey, the star of the show. So, yeah.
That's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, and then, okay, but in the marinara, everything that I pretty much mentioned, carrots, kale actually, spinach, zucchini, yellow squash, diced pepper, tomatoes.
AKA, if you want your children or man-children
yes,
to eat their vegetables,
to get nutrition,
go ahead and make this.
Correct, because it was like veggie on veggie on veggie. It was like stacks on stacks.
I liked
on
that.
stacks.
You could tell like I think it was zucchini or carrot had like a little bit of crunch.
Oh yeah? Oh, inside the meatball?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it's just like basically shredded. So.
Yeah, I can taste it.
Yeah. All right, so on a scale of 1 to 10, we gotta let corporate know.
Okay, corporate on a scale of all meatballs.
Okay.
It's like a 8.
An 8. That's actually strong.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's a turkey meatball.
Right.
An Italian sausage and meatball is gonna be a 10, especially if it's got mozzarella on the inside. That's a 10 out of 10.
Oh.
That makes me want that.
Why did you not make
Why?
this?
Well, because health and wellness, John.
I mean, who needs health and wellness? Let's be honest. We need delicious.
The Costco's too.
We need delicious.
We have 3 kids. We need to chase our own. Thank you. All right. Thank you for your feedback. We're sending it to corporate.
Last up, foil packets are one of my favorite things to make during the summer. I grew up in New England and we had a little waterfront summer cottage, and making these just bring me back to nights out on the deck with my parents cooking dinner. I had a huge 3-pound cod that I got at Sam's Club for only $17, and I was able to split it into 8 foil packets. The recipe I'll include down below will be for 4 servings because I know not everybody's buying 3 pounds of cod at one time. I personally went with zucchini and tomato in the bottom of these, but just use whatever your favorite veggies are. I sprayed it with some cooking spray and then seasoned it with Old Bay, salt, and pepper to keep it simple. I also took some Greek yogurt and garlic, minced garlic, and I mixed that together in a little mixing bowl. I laid my fish on top of the veggies in the foil packet and then just used a pastry brush to coat each side of the fish with the yogurt mixture, and then again kept it simple with Old Bay, salt, and pepper for seasoning. The best part is I drizzled it with a little bit of hot honey. Now, if you don't like spicy things, you could totally do regular honey or just omit this step, but I think that it gave it a little extra something. And then I topped each of these foil packets with 1 lemon slice, closed them up nice and tight, and then placed it on our grill for about 12 minutes. We had our grill at about a medium-high heat. We have a Blackstone. You could also cook these in the oven. My guess would be about 375 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes, just until your fish is at temperature. I also just had to share with you guys, I got some nice clips of me making these foil packets one at a time, and then I moved on to doing more of my actual food prep, and I just turned into an absolute hot mess. I was trying to do 4 at once. I'm never the most aesthetic videographer anyways, but it was just chaos central. So I just had to share with you some behind the scenes. I also had managed to forget to drizzle the last 4 packets with hot honey. So I had to go back and reopen them all, which we all know foil is no fun to reopen. Anyways, these ended up being absolutely delicious. They're a very light but very satisfying meal. We served it with some rice, and it just was a great summer weeknight dinner. So please let me know, have you ever made foil packet dinners? And if so, what do you usually put in yours? I'd love to know.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day with me. It means the world to me. I hope I delivered whatever you needed when you clicked on that thumbnail, and I hope you have a magical day. Bye.